So today we're at Wardley Hall. I'll show you the entrance to it. So there's a graveyard, cemetery, and Wardley Hall's down there. We're going to be going to it now. So Wardley Hall was built in the 1300s. It's currently a bishop that lives in there now. There's a lot of history that's surrounding this place. So the current hall was finished in the reign of Edward VI, 1347. I think he came to the throne. Show you a little bit of the pathway as we're walking down it, and I'll carry on talking. So 1601 the hall was bought by Roger Downes, the first lord. Now the information I could find out online says that he was a man of ill nature. Apparently violent, very violent when he was drunk. Stabbed a tailor, but because he was quite high in the political system, nothing was done about it. Until he went to London and tried doing the same thing to somebody there, and they cut his head off and threw his body into the Thames and brought his head back up here. Let's carry on down here now.
Nice woods out there.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Now I'd say the most notable thing about this place, what it's famous for, is St. Ambrose Barlow. Ambrose Barlow was a priest in the time of Charles I, if I'm not mistaken. Is it Charles I? Yeah, it was. And what Charles I did was he signed a petition to tell all the priests to leave England within a month, or they would be arrested and executed. Now, St. Ambrose Barlow apparently had a stroke in his 50s, coming up to this date, and refused to leave. I've got an actual quote of what he said, which was, "Let them fear that have nothing to lose, which they are unwilling to part with." And he's decided to stay, and well, technically he ate his own words with that one, because they arrested him, hung, drawn and quartered him, and then boiled his bones in oil. And his head was saved by his cousin, brought back to Wardley Hall now. This is where we're walking down. I'll show you a bit more of the path. St. Ambrose Barlow is one of 40 martyrs that was arrested in this time. He was actually killed in Lancaster Castle, imprisoned there for a while, and then killed, like I said. Yeah, so what I was actually getting to, why it's famous for this place, is because his skull, what was retrieved by his cousin, is inside. It's in the nave at the top of the main staircase in a glass cabinet. Now, I'm with Lee at the moment.
Oh, yeah.
And we're going to be going down and having a look at the hall, and we're also going to try and get in, but I have exchanged a few emails with the PA to the bishop that lives here. I've not had much luck, unfortunately. I've had a few emails back and forth, but the past two I've sent I've not had any reply on. Even though I've explained what you know, I'm not an idiot, I'm just coming to do a historical video. Some nice woods at the side there. But we'll try anyway, see if we can get in. If not, then it's going to be a video of the outside, and I'll have to put pictures up afterwards of what the skull looks like and so on. But hopefully we can get in.
What's that there? To see through the trees? That's not the place, is it?
I don't think it is it? No.
That side house. Maybe that's a gatehouse.
Yeah, possibly.
There is gates.
Oh, an interesting one about this as well. I don't know if I actually told you about this, Lee. So the rest of his body, his jaw is in Milan.
What, the skull?
Yeah, the jaw off his skull is actually in Milan. His hands are in a church in Yorkshire. So he's been like split about and here, there and everywhere. There's a school nearby here called St. Ambrose Barlow. I don't think many people actually know that it's named after him.
Yeah, you can see through there.
Oh, here we go. Another interesting thing about the skull of St. Ambrose Barlow is that throughout history they've tried to destroy it and get rid of it, because apparently it's a screaming skull which haunts people. So what they did was, apparently one time they smashed the skull, they threw it away, and it turned up at the door the next day, fully restored. Apparently they threw it into the canal, the moat. There's actually a moat round here. There's not one now all the way around like there originally was, but there is certain parts of it still here. They so they threw it into the moat, and then it returned outside the door again after creating a really bad storm. It's quite a jinx of a place, really. But here we are. So this is walking down the pathway to it, where there would have been an original moat. Looks like they're having some work done or something, doesn't it, Lee?
Yeah.
So in the 19th century, parts of this was restored and, you know, bits added to it and stuff like that. Look at that one as well, yeah. That looks like it's got some age to it. I'm not sure what that one is.
So I think it could be just a medieval building, isn't it?
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? We might be able to get through the main gates at least here, have a little look. I hope we're allowed in here. We're not just walking into somebody's house. Wow, look at this place. You can tell the age of this. There's the old archways. Let's see where we can get. I'll stop it for now. So we've just been speaking to, actually quite interesting, a member of the Worsley family that do have a strong connection with this building. And he must be like a conservationist, a gardener, that kind of thing. And he lives in the gatehouse building there that was added in the, I think he said, did he say the 1500s, Lee?
Yeah.
The 1500s?
No, later. That was built in the 1500s.
Ah, okay. Over there, the building that I first showed when I walked in is the servants' quarter. Oh, you can't see it now, it's behind that bush, but it's the servants' quarter and the stables. We've just been speaking to the man for about 10-20 minutes, and he said that you can't get in unless we're a member of a parish meeting. But that could be a later video. We'll definitely try that, won't we, Lee?
Yeah.
But he said even when you're inside, you're not allowed to take any pictures or any filming, so it's irrelevant if we could get in or not really today. But I'll put some pictures up offline that show where the skull is and all that kind of thing.
It didn't say no secret filming though.
Well, yeah. If the camera happens to be on, it's not my fault. I wonder where that goes down there.
Conkers are out.
That's a nice house. That. Look at the wood. Look at the wood above the door. I don't know if the camera's going to pick that up very well. So yeah, so I think that's about it. I'll see if we've got any more notes while we're walking up. So he mostly said then to us that when it's a parish that come, you can have a walk around and have a look around. You can see the moat at the back. It wouldn't show us apart from if we're on one of those meetings. But still an interesting place. Didn't even know it was here, and I've lived here for 20 odd years, 27 years. And it's about 3 miles. It's about 3 miles from my house. You'd never know it was down here though, like, you know, down a path like this. You can probably hear the cars as well. It's right off a main road, and there's the motorways up there. So that's about it for this one. If I can manage to get in there, I'll do a part 2 from some secret filming. The thing is, we was discussing it before, weren't we, Lee, saying that if you are a Catholic and you want to go and pray or be close to St Ambrose Barlow, then you can't do it because they don't allow you unless you're part of a meeting. It's not really fair, is it? You know, if you are a religious person, but there's a bishop living there, so they probably don't want every Tom, Dick and Harry traipsing mud through.
Yeah, but he did say that the Pope told them they've all got to open up these buildings so the public can stay there.
Yeah, that was a point he said actually. Yeah, the building rooms in there so people can stay in. So that might even be a video at a later stage as well. Well, that's it for now. So I've just been to Wardley Hall, which is that way, over there, through them trees. And there's a graveyard here actually that we didn't know about, and you can see behind me, there's a church. from 1932. So just gonna have, while we're here, we might as well have a look if we can see inside it, what it's like. St Mary the Virgin, I think. Well, there's no lights on. I hope you can see this on the camera. It's got that really old smell, hasn't it? That nice smell, you know, old buildings. You don't usually see a church like this at a graveyard. It's nice, that.
This is a burial church, as you can see where the coffin is going.
Oh, really?
On there.
I don't want to walk on there because I've got dirty feet. So if there's anything interesting in the graveyard, I'll carry on filming. Surely, if Wardley Hall has been here for this amount of time, there's got to be some famous graves among you. That's a nice one there from an Italian family. Don't know how well you can see that. It's St Mary holding Jesus, and there on the crucifix. I'm going to try and see as well if I can somehow get around the back of Wardley Hall, just to look at the back of the moat. I think possibly down there.
It's interesting.
So we're going to see now if we can get to have a look at Wardley Hall from the back, see if we can see the moat. There's the church.
Is that the slaves quarters there?
Oh yeah, I think it might be actually.
Staff only on this point.
That looks like where the slaves were and the stables, like I mentioned earlier.
Oh, this is the
What?
this is the allotment he was talking about.
Ah, is it?
Gate.
I don't think you can see much down there, can you? Some gates. Not really. The guy we was talking to said they're doing a lot of renovations in the stable and slave area for did he say it was for a garden for children, Lee, for them to come and do some learning and religious learning, that was it, yeah, religious learning. So there's the graveyard that we're going to have a little look round.
The big statue there, we showed that.
Yeah, that Jesus crucifix. You know what's interesting about that there? I've seen quite a few and you don't usually see the nail through the feet like that. And his hands. And there's the stabbing in the side of his ribs, what apparently was from a Roman. So we're just having a look around the graveyard now. To show you, right? So a lot of the graves are like kind of modern style, do you know what I mean? Like, and then you get to these ones. Some of these are from like the 1900s, but some of the detail on them. This is an interesting one, isn't it? A lighthouse. Hugh Fay, 1944. There's another one there with a lighthouse on. That Celtic style, aren't they? I wonder what that is over there. St John, how do you say that, Lee? Viner.
Don't know.
Wonder who that is. I can imagine for some people this isn't a very interesting end to a video, walking through a graveyard, but you never know, there is some interesting ones. Pay me respects while I'm here. I don't have a clue what that is for. Doesn't look like there's any graves in it or anything. What is that? That is one of the strangest things I've ever seen in a graveyard, that. I wonder if it's some kind of memorial and it's where it's started getting broke apart. They've just left it as it is.